beyond oil, which I've said simply means a state that is rich in oil, getting some money from oil. But we also do know that the oil is not a commodity that we can wholly rely on for economic development. Because the price of oil varies, the oil can finish. And what happens to the economy will depend entirely on oil. So we said, let us use what we are getting from oil to develop other areas of the economy. And one area we are focusing on is agriculture. We are focusing on agriculture first to promote food security, because if you are involved in a lot of agriculture, your poor will not be hungry. Then two, as a means of empowerment through direct labor and also industrialization. To help industrialization, we are constructing industrial parks across the state. We have a Warri Industrial Park, which is under construction, a mixed industrial park. We also have the Philippine Free Trade Zone gas-based industrial park, a joint partnership between the federal government, the state government, and which is designed to attract firms, fertilizer, petrochemical, and central process facilities, central gas processing facilities, amongst others. And these we use gas as feedstock. We are also involved in the building of an ICT park in Asaba. You by now have noticed that we have a plethora of big ticket projects. I told you earlier, we think big and we act big. However, I also knew these projects take time and resources, and we simply could not keep our people waiting for the maturation of these projects. So in thinking big, we also were thinking of low-hanging fruit. We're thinking of encouraging micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises like fish processing and packaging, plantain cheese and flour mill processing, tomato processing and preservation, cassava processing plants, and right now we are close to establishing feed mills for poultry and fish farming. Our microcredit scheme has been a success with over 100,000 veterans participating in the scheme, many of whom have moved to small businesses. We are determined to assist many more enterprising persons. We believe very strongly in microcredit scheme because many nations have been built on microcredit projects. Microcredit simply means giving small money to our populace, the rural populace. They invest it in a lot of areas, the area of agriculture, trading, and others. And I can tell you, I have a personal experience that of an Akara woman whom a close friend of mine increased her business by giving her just 10,000 naira. And without 10,000 naira, that woman increased her business so much that she was able to take care of her children in school. So the things some of us take for granted, such things are very important to some of our people. And so we believe that laying emphasis on our microcredit projects, our microcredit programs, we go to empower our people. And there are results to show. Today, some of our people who started with microcredit projects have now moved their business to small scale businesses. Some are already exporting their products. In fact, we have 2 or 3 women who have outlets in South Africa and in Europe. But their products have started as microcredit programs. So we have made a lot of emphasis in the microcredit scheme. And I've also said that if in Delta State you are hungry, it is not due to lack of opportunity. It is because the individual has no wish to get his hands dirty. It is because the individual has no desire to apply himself by taking advantage of the many schemes we have introduced. We are serious about these schemes. We monitor its impact closely, and if the need arises, we upgrade our funding of them. Our human capital strategy is no less valuable. We are easily the most socially progressive human investment program in the country. We have free under 5 healthcare programs. We have free maternal healthcare scheme. And we have free education in Delta States up to secondary school level. We have our graduate bursary scheme. We have childbirth is taken for granted. But one of the reasons why in the early administration I started a free maternity healthcare program for pregnant women was my experience when I was practicing way back in the Delta State country. I was called to see a lady. I've said this story many times, but I'm not tired of saying it. To see a lady who was brought to the clinic. She has had challenges with delivering a baby. When I got there, they had covered her with hospital cloth. And when I removed the cloth, what did I find? I found a dead baby between her legs. What had happened? She was pregnant. She went to the hospital. She didn't have money to register, so they sent her back. Of course, she went to what we call the TBA, traditional birth attendant. That one registered her and was seeing her throughout the pregnancy. On the day of delivery, when she was in labor, she went back to the hospital thinking that they would take her. They also refused and sent her back. Of course, she went again to her traditional birth attendant. Unfortunately, the child was coming out as breech. I'm trying to understand what I mean. Normally, children come out with their head first. But when they come out with their buttocks or any other parts, call it breech. This child was coming out with the buttocks. He's not coming out with the normal head. He was coming out with the buttocks. And the traditional birth attendant tried to deliver the child, brought out the buttocks, brought out the legs, brought out the other parts of the body, but the head was stuck. And what was she doing? She started dragging the baby in the leg and come out. Drag the baby to death, and drag the leg until the leg became even smaller than this. And the woman was brought to us because the Delta State company was a private hospital. And I called my boss, but I was the junior officer then, and we tried to remove the head. The woman's life was saved, but that baby was already dead. This was about 25, 26 years ago. Now, that's put an impression in my mind that if the government can at least assist what I call the common man or common woman in society who has no money to pay for such services, either in government or private hospital, then a child like that will still be alive today. And so when I had the opportunity of doing that, as soon as I became a governor, one of the first programs I instituted was a free maternal health care service for every pregnant woman. In this project. Momentum leader to save him. What happened? It was that leader that gave him the blow. And people say that the Kimefuna did not die from the cut or the cutlass that Ogo used on his head. He died more from the surprise. When he turned around, the surprise that the person that gave him that cut was his own father or his own leader. These are food for thought for us. As a leader, just remember that sometimes the person that can give you the deadliest blow is the closest person to you. Also remember that as a leader, that the person you can give the deadliest blow is the closest person to you. It's on that note, and the rounding up, I want to quote John Maxwell on leadership and character. And he said, every time a leader chooses character, he becomes stronger. The development of character is at the heart of the development of a leader. I believe we have shown character